To an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
At their own 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you. Chopper! He's coming. We got double up.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
I'm coming after you.
2nd and 9 now. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. Well, they completed the pass but lost yardage, so they'll decline the penalty.
Perfect play for them, isn't it? Who needs a penalty? When you try and throw the ball, you don't even get it downfield, and they go ahead and snuff out the play. They'll take that as a result.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the gun, Lawrence. Able to get this to Gordon. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Come on, set. 8, read. Line 54.
Now Kamara. Muscles him off. The 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead.
Mixing score, Saints 7, 49ers 0. Will Lutz sets the kickoff.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Check. Lock 6-6. Bullet high. Flag. Wahoo!
Garoppolo now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Garoppolo. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here we go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Hey, gun.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
That's how you get right up off of the map, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
That's trash. Mike, 53.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Taking a shot for Samuel. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want none. Hey, gun. You don't want it.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
21. Here we go. Mike's 50. Let's go. Smooth.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Hey, Sam off. Patch it. Quickstone, travel. Safety's creeping. Snap.
Throwing on first down. Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Matchbox lights. Check. Hey, exit. Ready.
Back to throw. Lawrence. And his throw here's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Second and 9 now from the 21.
Let's go, D. I got you. Motion.
On second down, a run with Breida. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
12.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. But likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. 31 yards on the punt there. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Lawrence. He's got this complete to Ryan Switzer. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Down right around the 25. The pass rush specialist, D. Ford, in on the stop.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Niners' 25-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Got Gordon open, completes it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Check 13. Check 13.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They come out here in the I.
59. Give me that ball, defense. X3, 218, jump.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Kill. 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 Kill.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
But that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving the running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Gets fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
The end result, 21 yards.
Here we go.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Check 26. Check 26. Check. Fresno.
One, Omaha.
On first down, here's Breida. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Garoppolo finding Goodwin. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
That's another 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Joker.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 38-yard line.
Here we go.
50. Let's get up.
12, fellas. Here we go.
The field, D. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. Let them know.
Hey, gun.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long.
13. I got you. Check right 47.
Here we go.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 13-7. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
Ready?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 33-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gators. Hey, Haywood.
56. Mike, 56 right there. 56.
From the gun, Lawrence. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First down.
Big series right here. So we got to step it up. What?
Look, squeeze. Ready?
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints. First down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Ready. 60 or. We own it. Get it.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. The kick by Lutz is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Play to win. Let's go.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
11. Hey, 50. I got you.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this throw will be intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And the return will stop right around the 25. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. That's complete. It's Gordon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. A 10th carry for Kamara. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
18 games.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Switch.
Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
To throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line.
First down, New Orleans.
Got it.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41.
Deuce. Undercrush.
Go.
Kill. Turn up. Kill.
General West.
No. Off. Check 99.
Check. Go.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And now here's Switzer, the target, and he's got it. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And Lutz puts this one through. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, The way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
It's 4th down.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Five.
Mike 50.
Watch twist. Stay hot.
Here we go on 4th down with Garoppolo. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
You ain't doing nothing.
Now it's Breida. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards.
Saints.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Here we go again. Watch the safety creep. Check three, check three, check three.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? 70, Indy. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Alert flag, flag. Hey, Delta. Alert three. Check. Now.
They'll run. This is Kamara. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 15 yards on the play, first down. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
You draw Porter. Switch gears. Go.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Switch. Hey, alert three.
They'll run it with Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead.
Here we go.
Here we go. Over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 43 yards.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Man open, it's Goodwin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here we go.
3rd and short, McKinnon. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Alpha.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
25, check 25, check 25, check 52, check 43.
Again, it's Kamara. Just bowling over tacklers. Through an opening, and there he goes. He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 88 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They run with Breida. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
They can't hang with us. Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming.
Garoppolo going to give this one to McKinnon. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
White.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Let's go.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Bravo. Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Ready? Mike 22.
Garoppolo on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
21.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the 1st. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
White. 6. Hey, Echo.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
54. Watch one.
Go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Go. Hey, Charlie.
2nd and long. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Go.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Yo.
From the gun, Lawrence. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Intended for Michael Thomas. Incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is.
Here we go.
Tighten up. Pull together.
One final try now for Garoppolo. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course,